Today I just filmed this everyday, or not every day, but it's kind of like my go-to summery goddess, golden goddess look. Um, Honestly, every day when I do my makeup, it's different depending on my time that I have or just my mood, I guess. But this is like my typical, I'm going out, going to a party, going to a festival, something like that. Anything like to do something fun in the summer, going out to lunch, blah, 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 blah. Going for a walk and going to the grocery store. That's what I'm doing today. But yeah, this is just a summer look. I know everyone does it, but it's just kind of like my spin on things. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the video and let's get into it. Literally every day for makeup for me is different, so it's kind of phony, but you get the point. I always do end up going more towards like a bronzy look, or like, yeah, super bronzy for summer. I don't know why. I just feel like a goddess during this time, even though, honey, I'm far from it. But yeah, let's get into it while the kitty poo is sleeping. And I decided to film out in my living room because the lighting is pretty dope. And you can see my dying plant and my nice treasure chest filled with blankets. So yeah. Okay, so my skin is pretty much already prepped. I put a few moisturizers on, and I put one with SPF in it. I used to be against SPF because I was like, oh my god, then I'll have flashback in my pictures, which I don't even know if it's true. But basically I cared more about getting a good selfie rather than actually protecting my skin. So that's my life. But yeah, I'm prepped for my skin, but I always spritz my face again with another type of spray. I'm using Fix Plus right now. Or I love the Morphe Mist and Set, I think it's called, or the Morphe Mist setting spray. That is the best ever, and I just like go continuously like everyone does, but it really is the best. But I just ran out of it. But yeah, so basically I don't really wear a lot of foundation regardless of the look I do, because I like seeing my freckles. And also with Casey, he's always slobbering on my face, so it's like no point for wasting all that foundation. And especially in the summer here in Pennsylvania, it gets so ungodly humid. Like, there's winters that are harsh as hell. It lasts 7 months, and then for the 3 months we don't get fall. We get fall. We really don't get spring. Like, I swear to God, the one day, I'm going off a little tangent, the one day it was snowing, the next day it was like 80 degrees. I am not kidding. It's it's ridiculous. And I know people are like, oh my god, oh whoop did it, but it's just like crazy to me. But even though I've lived here my whole life. But yeah, in the summer I just do not want to wear heavy foundation at all. So I just skip right to concealer, and then I use a powder foundation. So I've been using the Instant Age Rewind, and as you can see, I have terrible dark circles because I don't get any sleep anymore. So this is a necessity. So I put it under my eyes, and I go under my nose and my chin, and then down the center of my nose. And then we're ready for war, baby. But yeah, I just pounce that in with my Morphe sponge. You could use any makeup sponge, but definitely wet it. I'm like flabbergasted when I see people whip out a sponge and they start using it and it's dry. I'm like, honey, I'm like, bitch, please. That sponge is thirsty. Give it some water. But yeah, I just blend everything out, and I kind of blend it outward towards like the perimeters of my face, so that when I put my powder foundation on, it kind of just seamlessly blends together, and it doesn't just look like stark white under my eyes and like in the center of my face, you know? Oh crap, I forgot one. one thing in the back. I might have to run and get it. I forgot my setting powder. Uno momento. Okay, so usually I use the RCMA no color powder, but I couldn't find my thing because my room's dark because Casey's sleeping, and I didn't want to make too much of a noise. So I just grabbed my Too Faced Cocoa Contour Kit because I loved these contours for like the longest time. But I love Light Cocoa. It's my second favorite setting powder for under my eyes because it's super finely milled. But as you can see, I'm running pretty low on that. But we're just going to scrape the edges and just set everywhere we just put that concealer. And I'm going to put a little more concealer under my eyes because you could still kind of see my dark circles. Okay, that's better. And I use the Morphe E48 to set my under eyes and to set anywhere I put that concealer. I don't bake because I'm too dry for that, and also I'm not really going for a full coverage look, obviously. Okay, next I take this face brush from Wet n Wild. It doesn't have a name, but it's from their new collection, or their newer collection, like with the chrome handles. When they came out with this, I ran to Walgreens to get the full set. For whatever reason, I don't know why I was like, I need that, even though, like, they're good brushes, but I don't know why I acted like I needed it in my life. But I'm happy I have this brush because I use it every day. But I use the Teint Compact, or I try to read the French, but I don't need to. The Everlasting Compact Foundation from Clarins. I love this. It's so buttery, and it just smooths everything out for me without making me feel heavy. The only reason I have this is because I used to work for Clarins. It is extremely out of my price point, I'm not even gonna lie, but it is really good, and I'm so happy that I have it, because yeah, I use it every day. But I like just lightly buff it on, like starting at around my cheekbone area, and then I go a little bit faster down my neck and jawline, just to make sure my neck matches and everything. And this is the shade 112 Amber. Okay. Oh man, I forgot something else. I'm like so out of it. 1 second. Okay, next I take my Butter Bronzer from Physicians Formula. I love this. It smells really good, and it's perfect for summer. But I just swirl in my Morphe M509 brush. I love this brush. I use it for my contour, or not contour, I use it for my bronzer, my blush, and my highlight, as you'll see in this video. But I just swirl this like on my cheekbones and up to my temples, and then kind of up to my forehead, onto my cheek, like the apples of my cheeks, and then down. So kind of just like a big 3, but just doing constant circular motions. And then onto my ear to make sure it doesn't look like bronze than pale white. And then I put just a little bit onto my nose. I want to go super glowy, so I'm going to take my Luminoso blush from Milani. The lid fell off, so with this, yeah, Luminoso, I'm just going to dust it in there quick. And I don't want too much of this because it does get a little bright for me. But I'm going to kind of put this on my cheekbones, more back towards my temple and hairline. and then slightly bring it forward. But I mainly put the product back just to kind of keep my face more snatched and pulled back in shade. I remember when Jaclyn Hill said that she did that, and it was like, oh my god, thank you. Because I used to hate blush until she taught that, because I thought like, ew, you're bringing so much attention to my like center and round big face that I have. So when she said that, I was like, oh, thank you. And my one friend like hated blush more than me. And whenever I would do her makeup, she's like, no, don't put blush on me. I'm like, please, just let me put a little. And I'll put it back here. And like, she has a really round face. And when I put it in the back, and when I put on clients in the more back of your face, they loved it. Loved it. But okay, I'm gonna take my Wet n Wild highlighter powder in Precious Petals. This is kind of like, I kind of use it as a blush overlay because it's too dark for my skin right now for a highlight. It kind of gives a weird cast when you're looking head on. So again, I take my M509 and just brush it over top of that blush. And that's starting to glow. And then I'm going to take a little bit of that on my nose and my chin. And then I'm going to take my So Hollywood from Anastasia, my favorite highlighter ever. Every time I get a new highlighter, or like I don't even get new highlighters anymore because I just always go for this one. It's my favorite. It's my absolute favorite. I don't know. It just sits on the skin so beautifully. I don't know. I love it. Oh, I do love my Whispery Gilt from MAC. Like the skin dimensions from MAC are just beautiful, but this is my absolute favorite. But again, on this same brush, and I put it on my cheekbones, just swirl it up here, and I kind of bring it onto my eye. So pretty. Oh, I'm gonna sneeze. And then I spritz my face one more time and just pounce over it with my blender. And I go upward. But yeah, if I'm in a total rush, I'll just put on some brows, I'll put on some brows and I'll be good to go. Maybe some mascara. But this is like my legit everyday, I feel like, especially when I'm in a rush, because I'm always in a rush because I'm always late. But yeah, it's just super pretty, and it looks very natural, but I look more put together. So I'm gonna do my brows off camera, and then we'll come back and we'll do the eyes, and then we'll be done. Okay, so I did bring you closer for my eye portion, but it's gonna be super quick, so you won't have to stare at me for too long. I'm gonna go into my Subculture palette. I'm still trying to make this palette work because I love it so much. Like, it's so beautiful to me, and I love my Prism palette. I love every Anastasia palette. I have like every single one, but they're just like a collectible to me. But anyway, I'm gonna take Dawn as my first shade. I'm gonna take it on this Wet n Wild brush, and it's very dirty. I should have cleaned it. I look like a mess. But my little cousins are here, and they were playing with makeup. And yeah, I don't know. So I'm gonna first take it on this and allergies now, of course. My eyes are totally different shapes. Well, last night my eyes looked totally different. Like, look at this crease. I think it's because last night my allergies were like crazy. But anyway, I'm gonna first take the shade Dawn, I think I'm in camera, as my transition shade. I'm just gonna buff this in, and I'm using this Wet n Wild crease brush. I love this brush. I think I got it at the Dollar Tree, and I absolutely love it. It's perfect for really blowing out a shade, and it does it so quickly because it's so light and it's not dense at all. It's super fluffy. Color, it's so pretty. But I mainly put the color right in my crease, and then as I go upward towards my brow, I'm lightening my pressure, so that'll really help with kind of like gradiating or making the shadow look more gradient. And put it underneath my eyes too. Actually, I'm going to take a smaller brush. This is another Wet n Wild brush. It kind of looks like the MAC, whatever, you know that brush I'm talking about, but it's a little bit more thinner and more like a paddle, but I still do like it, especially for under my eyes. And then I'm going to take the shade Pyramid from the Prism palette. And this is just like a really old Urban Decay brush from like the Naked palette, the OG Naked palette. Oh my god, this color definitely screams Cleopatra in this bitch. It's kind of like literally just looks like gold leaf because it's kind of like a really chunky eyeshadow, but I love it. And I'm gonna go in and buff out the edges. I'm gonna take a little bit of Adorn. It's a lot more bronzy. It is a bronze shade, but I'm just gonna kind of tap that on the inner corner and the outer corner. And then dip back into Pyramid on this brush and tap it on there. I'm not wetting it this time. I just kind of want it to look more like a sparkly overlay. Okay, and lastly, I'm going to take, I think I'm going to take Adorn on this Morphe M210 brush and buff it on my lower lash line. Lastly, I'm gonna take Electric. I love this color. I don't know what it is. I just absolutely love it. And I didn't bring out any pencil brush, but usually I would use like a little detail brush and just, I'm gonna put it in my inner corner, but I'm just gonna use this flat brush that I used for Pyramid before. Just put it in there. I love that this just like, it's kind of green, so it gives a cool, like a little funness to the look. I think I'll use So Hollywood on my brow bone. I'm gonna take this big fluffy brush one more time and just put on my mascara. I don't really use falsies. I sometimes put on individuals if I'm like going somewhere, like if I just feel like a little bit more like I wanna be a little bit step up. But for day to day, I just put on mascara. And it's crazy because when I worked in like the makeup like stores and stuff, there wasn't a day I didn't put on a full set of lashes, and I just felt like I absolutely needed lashes. But now I don't care for them, and I don't reach for them at all. And also it's a time thing. Like, lashes really don't take that long to put on, but it's like at the same time I don't got that time to put on a lash. And this is just my Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. I just grabbed this one. It's just a little sample one. And then I just I'll zoom you guys out, but this is the final eyes. Super easy, but it still looks really pretty. Okay, so my camera stopped recording when I was and Casey woke up. My camera stopped recording when I was about to finish up the video. Basically all I did was I took this e.l.f. lip gloss and I put it on. As you can see, it just looks like a chapstick. Because I couldn't find the one I wanted. I wanted the one that's more glittery. This one's a little more creamy, and I wasn't going for that look, so that's why I put a really light layer. But and then I just sprayed my face one more time with my Fix Plus, and yeah, that's basically my look, my summer look. I mean, everyone does this, but just my spin on it, I guess. And yeah, Mr. Casey Bear woke up. I thought I was recording. I was like, wow, I can't believe Casey didn't wake up during this whole video. And then 5 seconds later he woke up, and then also I realized I wasn't recording. So I guess it is what it is. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.